Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on Betwist. It's a word game where you find words and you can twist the board around a little bit to do it. We're also doing that with a bit of an infinite grid, so that's another part of it. And today we'll look at the main view and rotation and see if we can fix up the main view and move on to rotation. Oh, sorry. All right, I did add a little something because I make a weekly summary. I end up tweaking a little bit here and there. I added this little outline of our current box in a mint color, so I wanted a pale pastel-y kind of color to go with the board. But what this lets you see is here's OTTEA, EEA, and you can see where the board stops and ends, so you kind of know more about the repeats and that sort of thing. If we hate it, we'll take it out. But I think it's been okay so far. It made it easier to explain what was going on with the grid, so I added it for that, but I'll keep it for now. All right, welcome Mudshark666. Okay, so the extra space, yeah. So we had a problem that we used GeometryReader, and there's something about it that wants to take up the rest of the board, even if it's not the topmost thing or something. So we need to figure out, well, we basically want to try moving that to the top view and see if that just fixes it. Once we do that, then we can see if we can put the score back on the left where we had it, and then the list of words you've got so far on the right. If you do it now, they end up overlapping the view, and it just looks even worse than this. So let's go back. Move the reader up to content view and put scores and answers inside. Okay, so let's find content view. All right, and I think it's on our infinite grid now. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take this out, and that needs that out. And we'll take this stuff out for the moment. Move this back to content view. And I guess this is going to cover this whole thing. So let's find this. And then I guess that would be after here. All right, that was a debugging thing, so I certainly don't miss that. And let's see the grid again. Let's try pulling this over, because we do want to set the size of this thing, and it's doing that almost at the end, so that's kind of okay. Okay, that did not work. Why are you not working? Well, I think we established you can do this inside there. No. There is a way to do it. Is it the clipped maybe needs to come last? Now, it would be nice if I don't need the geometry info passed down through the thing. Oh, this is, sometimes it's just so slow. Other times it pops right up. I don't know the difference for the simulator. Okay, this is promising. All right, so let's reactivate this. what did I do wrong? Oh. Okay. So this isn't going to take that long, apparently. We're doing okay. Okay, well, we haven't guessed anything yet, so it doesn't show anything. B-A-L-E-R. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be last found words. I'm going to make this go down to a button on the bottom that says more. And let's see what we can do. The way it is now, okay, it's a full list of everything in a scroll view. I don't think we need that. All right, but I'm going to call this last found words. And then all answers, guesses.description. All right, let's look at game.guesses. Well, I think a preview would be fine. Oh, and I also think let me go back. I don't think we need description here because description should just automatically give us that. So let's make sure that's true. Okay, it's not. Interesting. Oh, what if I did this? Yeah, I think that'll give us the words in the list, not some description of the object. Okay, we have to enter one. P-R-A-Y. Okay. Maybe just last found. It's pretty clear they're words. Okay. And then all answers. Oh, that's our list of every possible answer. Okay. I'm going to define this to be .preview. And where's guesses? Let's do var preview of string. And I'm going to take guesses dot head set guesses dot I just want the first three entries. No, there's something. Guesses is an array, right? Yeah. I don't think I'm a string yet. Yeah. Okay. I may just need two. We'll see how much room there is. Well, that's on this board. We haven't done the iPad version, and maybe I should. Oh, what do we got here? She I gotta do it the hard way. Oh no, what's that gray? Something's wrong. Just, is that? Let me take this up momentarily. It doesn't seem relevant. Oh, am I? That, oh, that's, wait a minute. Where are you ending? No. I thought I had put it in after this. Okay, that one ends there. VStack ends there. That's wrong. Maybe my commenting skills weren't up to it. Okay. But so this is to see if the scrolling got messed, when the scrolling got messed up. Ugh. Now I think I scrolled before I moved GeometryReader over here. Ugh. Why would that screw it up? And is it, well, it seems to be, well, it seems very bizarre, doesn't it? Okay, where are we? We got a lot of changes. Okay, those two don't matter. Answers, view. I'm going to revert this. This, I renamed it so I could explain things better. I'm not going to worry about that one. This one I'll revert. Guesses, I don't think there's any harm in that. If you don't call it, especially. Okay, this one will revert. I don't like reverting just some, but I was too sloppy. This. Oh, I added this to quiet a warning. Okay, I can leave that. And score view. I'm not sure what I did there. I may take game as a binding. I think that's okay too. I may mess up something with this, but yeah. Put the instant grid inside a clipped view of proxy size. Well, I think we did. Okay, that's still got the red line. Okay. But this is working with GeometryReader here. So we're back where we started. Oh, I took a pink off something somewhere. Was that infinite grid? Oh, content view had a border pink. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So the change is find the end of the VStack and all the stuff after it. Put the GeometryReader here. We call it proxy, but geometry is probably a better name. Okay. Now why? Oh, I think I got over it. Okay. And if I take it off here, well, this much, I think that's what we moved up. Okay, but let's run it like this. I've got to pinpoint what change made it screw up. So this one, it showed everything everywhere. Yeah. Okay. But oh yeah, because it is everything. It's too big for the thing. So we do get border stuff. Okay. But now I'm gonna undo this and let me try and move this down. I don't see why gestures should be a problem, but let's do that. He's still got his GeometryReader. Okay. Now that seems okay. Okay. Let's move this out to the collar. Run it again. And that should, proxy width should be the same. I mean, that's a theory, I guess. Oh. Why are you messing up? Oh, I lost my border. Wow. The offset comes after the clipping, but he didn't before. It was offset and then frame and clipping. Oh, could this be related? No, I don't think so. All right, let's move this back. I mean, it doesn't have to matter. We can pass the geometry in. Okay, so this was like that. Whoops. Dot clipped. I don't know why that should matter. No, I just put it back inside the GeometryReader and it's fine. And we had it down here after the gesture, so it was the very last thing on this whole GeometryReader. Well, no, it was still inside. I guess it was still part of the for each. Oh. I thought that stuff was in the VStack. So it's in the Geometry Reader. Oh, maybe this thing has to be VStack. All right, let me try it this way. We'll take these out. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Now we can see this is still pushed down, so we know there's something wrong. And what's it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got the right size. All right, let's pass in. This was Geometry Reader. Okay, so this one is kind of where we were Friday. It scrolls quite well, but it's outside the boundary of it. Is out here at the Geometry Reader and pushes this too far down. Let's pass in. We got cell size. Let's add var board size. Okay, and then that is this. Make sure he's float or double or whatever. Double. Okay. This is probably more communicative. Okay, so now I'm going to make this VStack. Take out the proxy and make sure this passes in board size. That proxy size width thing. Okay, let's try that. That's looking better. Okay. Well, I guess that's how we should do it. I don't. Well, it's something about. It's something about in here the VStack. All this stuff was on the inner VStack. It wasn't on the Geometry Reader, so maybe I need to move it one level down to do that. But I think this is actually better. Oops, cell size. What's the cell size? What's the board size? What's the game? Do I like that order? I don't know. I kind of like these coming in later. Because this is more context. It's like things that change slower or more contextual, broader context. This feels to me more variable. Self.cell size. Okay. How did that find that before? I don't know. Okay. So I'll move these down. Okay, because the infinite grid really is showing the game is kind of its primary thing, and the rest of this is a little bit secondary. Make sure that's still. One of these days I want to do something about that Q. So you get a QU. Yeah, you don't have a QU, so you can't really do much. Okay. I guess this is acceptable. So per offset, that's the dragging and the size. Now, if it's a very, like an iPad is very large horizontally. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Sorry, one more run. Make sure everything's... Oh, I didn't put the score back. Let's make sure that's okay. Okay, so you... Now, I never did find out what this was. Let's make sure that's... I don't think we need it. Okay. Yeah, it definitely depends on the iPad. I don't think... Well, I know they had the iPad Pro was longer because it was more like 8.5 by 11-ish. And some of the others are a little more closer to a square. I don't think any of them are square, but they vary. Yeah, another cue. Huh. Oh, and I lost my border. I may want to bring that back. Now I have two cues. Crazy. QU. Oh, I don't think that's a word. QUE. Where we don't get a Y. Queem. Queem, I don't think that's a word. Squeam might be. No. Sequel. Okay, yeah. SEQUEL. Okay, nothing in it. Well, mass. Mail. Meal. Hoping this is limited. Good. No, it's not. Oh, I took that out, didn't I? Okay, let's go back to answer view. I think I just have to do that. Yeah, I think we may have to do something on the big iPad because it might be so big it doesn't leave any room for this stuff. There are a few words. QUAT, QUANAT. I mean, there are a handful of others. But it's pretty darn rare. I mean, Q's not that common, and most of the time it's the QU. So, but yeah, somewhere I had a list of Q words that don't need a U. Let's see. So I got to put something in. PISH. Gore. No, just gore. Do I have real? I'm hoping this kicks the last one out. Yes. Okay. Let's claim our win here. We move Geometry Reader to the top level view so it doesn't mess up layout. And we provided a preview on guesses that only shows 3 answers. This should still work. Yeah, everything's in the big list. Okay. Now, I didn't really mention I was going to do that, but we did it. All right. What do I call it? Main view and rotation. Okay, so limit 3 guesses shown on main page. Okay. All right, before we do answers, I just want to move that button around. Well, I don't really want an H stack anymore. Well, that goes in the V stack, I think. I don't know if I have to do that. I probably can take a different button. Label. Title key action. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay, and then I want to style this thing. We don't have a real theme color here, do we? Let's. I guess that would be an accent color. Let me be explicit what we're doing. I'm going to take this. He's kind of a mid color. I don't know whether it's better to put white on him or black. But answers. Can I just say dot accent color? Okay. Except that should be the background. White. Let's see how it looks. And we'll try black too. And then corner radius 10. I just drew a button like this today, and I think there were 4 clauses on there. Let's see what we're missing. Oh, padding. Need a little padding probably. Okay, days of yore. I don't know if yours. Okay. Yeah, a little padding would just about do it there. I think I had to tweak the padding size on the one I did this morning. But I don't remember if that was... I did a text one in another kind for some other project. Let's see. Chord. Lines. Yeah, that's too much. I'll probably make him bold. For cotton. Oh, I'm slow. No otter. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, that's a little weak. I think maybe 6. It ends up being a little more vertically than I want, but I think I've also seen it done like overlay a capsule. Spoon. I can live with that. Yeah. Okay. And then on that screen, here, insert details view. Okay. Button style bordered. Let's do dot accent. Button style bordered. Maybe that's what I should be using in the other one. I'm padding 8 there. Let's see what that looks like. No, backwards. I did white before, so I just want to see which one strikes me as better, and we'll go with... We'll make a ViewModifier, because really that's kind of what it needs. If you're doing the same thing in multiple places, even in the UI. Q, U, E, Queen? No. We need a V, a Z. S, Q, U. E, no, U, E, no, EAK. That's sim. What happened here? Oh, no, he's totally not what I want. All right, what's the difference there? Well, let's just copy for now. Oh, I should change that to black. Oh, well. Okay, a little padding after it would be good, but let me change this to black and just make sure I don't prefer it. Yeah, I don't know. This tweaky stuff, I should probably try and get that preview going, but it just feels so slow to get going. I was using it this morning for this other project, and it was fine, you know, but I don't know. When we've used it, it has not been consistently fine. Yeah, the white looked a little more in style with our stained glass look. Okay. Oh, and how did that look? Yeah, that looks better. Now, this, he seemed a bit scrunched. Well, I guess that's as scrunched as he gets. Yeah. All right, make sure we don't have any more padding here. Width. Okay, I'm going to take this out. We know we have the capability. I don't know when we're going to put it in. All right. We can check this in. So we we'll change to a more button to show more guesses, and made done button same colors. All right, and let's add a view modifier. Gosh, I feel a little bit like we're getting a bit much stuff here. I don't know if I should split out a model and view folder. Usually I like to keep the same feature, the same supporting stuff together, model or view, but let me do this. Model. Okay, so these are views. We'll leave the app model. That's kind of a view thing. I don't know. I guess it's model. Content view is view. Grid view. Okay. I guess I can look up ViewModifier while that does it. Okay, good. All right, now score is definitely model. Text is Swift UI. Okay, that's view. Yeah, we just make a view, we give it a body with content, and do the stuff to it. Okay. All right, good. Let's commit this because we just moved files around. Okay, and now we're gonna extract ViewModifier for buttons. I don't know the name of this style. I'll call it capsule. Oops. Did this not copy? Okay. And then we can make an extension button. What should we call this? Capsuled. Okay, I think we're good there. Very timely here. Okay. All right. Now this is about what I think we want at this point. We have too short. Yeah, there's no need for extra space there. Button case or horizontal padding. Yeah, I think you're right. Fortunately, that's one place. I don't think it would hurt. Well, let's do padding. Well, I don't know. Let's try 8 first and then see if we just need to do certain things. Are you talking here? A little more space there? Well, at least with this one, I get lots of words. And that's a little better, but I wouldn't say it's too much by any stretch. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I don't really know why that space is so much there. No space more. Okay. Well, yeah, let's do is it top, bottom? I'll make it very obvious. Yeah, it won't be that much in the end, but I don't know. Is this in there? All right. A very 1990s Leap. Well, that's not outrageously much, is it? Maybe 12. We'll cut it down a bit. Maybe 16. I got to get 3 words in there to understand the view. And that's just on this phone. There's no spore, huh? Jewer might be a word. Okay. Well, again, I would like a little less space after that, but it is full-sized. Yeah, maybe 16 might be a little better than 12. I don't know. Where's this space coming from? Top? I don't think it's this. So it's got to be the guesses. Well, it's in the preview or content view. Wow, he has no extra space that I can see. He's got width. Answers view. Frame. I don't know why that space is there. Well, let's see it with 16. Well, I think 16 works fine. Let's see the done. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't know why that is there. I mean, I can offset it or, push it up a little. Maybe the title 2 puts a little padding on the bottom. They don't really tell you what it means. Well, let's try this. This is the sort of thing you might regret. Oh, is the list? But we don't have a list. Because game.guesses.preview is well, it builds the preview as 3 things with new line. Maybe I got a new line after them. That would be annoying. I thought I did joined though. Where's guesses? I keep closing windows. It feels like I'm not clicking on the X, but they're closing. Yeah, these are joined. Oh. Good point. Now my -6 is going to look bad. Oh, that was details view. Oh. No. I don't think we need it there, but answers view. Well, that's with the -6. I'm going to have to force myself to do previews more and just accept the hit when we have to do stuff, because tweaking it like this is just, it really is slow. I guess it's even worse with okay, so the -6, that's helpful. Let's try 10 or 8. Yeah, let's try 10. I want to see it too bad. Yeah, that seems okay to me. We'll have to try other phones and see what we think. Now, make sure these two are the same. I think it's just that this is a bigger thing. Maybe it's bold too. Yeah, I think that's better. Found words font title 3 bold, and then score view. Yep. Oh, I had bold on the outside. No, I don't think that's any more bold. Okay, I guess it's just one of those illusions. Smaller words with simpler letters, maybe. Okay. And this still looks okay. Good. All right. I think that is becoming the view I want. So the score lines have some spacing to line up with the found words line. That's a tough one, because they are in a bigger font, because I kind of wanted them to match these letters. Yeah, don't know. Maybe they would work better at that spacing. That's just plain text with nothing on them. Yeah, what was that? Answers view. Yeah, let's just take that out. Maybe my -10 will start looking weird. No, it's worth it. The only other thing I thought of was the drop down thing should be based on the board size too. Put T Talon. No. Treat. Oh, they should definitely be bold. They do look a little better though. No. No Y. No I. Yeah, there's an interaction I want too. I'd like that. I'd like to be able to click on the first one if it's the only one there and have it clear instead of doing anything. All right, let's make these bold. Found words. Well, this is why I moved the bold down last time too. Okay. Blandish. No. Okay, that looks a little more like it. Oh, and I didn't pay attention to the... Yeah, this slide down needs to do something. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's tweak this down again. It may not be needed, in which case that would kind of be better. Although I think it probably is. I don't think I have to say X0 either. Let's do, well, let's take it off, try it, and then see. And then let's get that word dropping down look. Let's do that. Maybe shift it a little to the right as it drops. I don't know. I don't know if that's a word. Okay. J next to an E, yes. E-D-D-Y. I think that looks all right. It's got generous below it and enough above it. But I'm kind of amazed. I don't see that the sliding down just didn't make an impression. Oh, I clicked it too fast. Is netty a word? Okay, let's do that. Well, okay, this is good. We've aligned font sizes between answer and guesses. Okay, I think that's a good thing. Now, content view. Yeah, game offset. Oh, this is too bad. Because that should be kind of like 100 plus the board size. But I can't get it in there without that. Well, gonna at least make it a little better. Yeah, we talked about doing that too. We did something and something was funny and we kind of set it aside. Oh, wait. Okay, well that's a little better, but not quite enough. let's make that 450. But the offset, well, this is back to us wanting that offset as a variable. I mean the proxy stuff. Let me change that word to geometry. Some people use geo, which is a little too telegraphic for me. What I'm thinking is let's make this. Where's offset used? That's on guess view. Offset, guess offset. He's got this offset that comes in. Well, okay. So the cell, sorry, offset starts 0 and then we bump it up. I think that's 0. Oh, we use it in answer details, right? Answers view. If it's empty, it's 0. If it's full, it's 1. Okay, so that should be fine. And then we need to attach it to the guess view. Well, we'll rework it shortly. I should have bumped up that 450 too. Well, we'll see what we got. Okay, I guess I should start at 1 and go to 0. Okay, good so far. Okay, so, whoops. Well, maybe 0 is a little too much. Okay, and then, yeah, let's do that. Oh, good point. No, I gotta watch better. Okay, I think I think we should be able to take this a single number 0 to 1 and make it do everything based on that. Okay. So let me flip it. 0 and then 1. Is that going to do it? No, that's not quite right. If opacity is 1, this is going to be 0.8. 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2. Okay, let me try it that way. Opacity is not the right word. Okay, he's restoring wrong. Yeah, he should be restored to 0. Okay, and the opacity, let me take a different name for it. Guess progress. Okay, so progress starts at 0, goes to 1. Okay, I think that looks okay. And then let's pass that down to the view. Okay, well, it's not in, it's only in here. Okay, now somebody should complain for me. No. Take out that. Okay, so I don't want guess offset. I want 500 times guess progress. Let's try that. Now, should he have the offset? I don't know. Whoops. Okay, that's looking better. Well, let's see what I'm getting here. Oh, view has no member scale. What is that? Scale effect. Okay. Oh, has no member offset Y. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. What did I do? Oh, he starts out, this was 1 minus. Is that going to work? I don't, I kind of reverse these things better. I want it to go from, well, that looks okay there. I'm getting the whole view, not just the bar text in the middle. It's not quite what I want, but that is part of this. This was supposed to be X, for one thing. Does scale affect the offset? I don't think so. The scale, so what am I wanting? I want it to be 100% when it's at the top and 50% when it's at the bottom. So I'm trying to get the look of, let's see, going like, well, from your end, going like this, kind of moving down and shrinking at the same time. So at the end, I want it to be 1/2. But I don't think I'm doing this. I think it should be guess progress times 1/2. Okay, so it starts out 0, so it's 1 at first. That's good. And then it's half of, it's a quarter at the end. Maybe I just want that. But I think it applies them, well, they're applied one after the other, but they're both based on the same offset. Now this, I'm scaling the whole thing though, but I don't know. It's not terrible. To get it to do what I want, I'd have to do it inside, in which case I should just pass guess progress and let it do its thing, which is probably what I really need anyway. Well, Pats. Okay, I mean, that's something, but he's way too small. Okay, so that's his offset scale. 1 minus guess progress. No, it can't be that. Let's see it again. As far as I can tell, he only goes down maybe 100 pixels. X offset, but that should be that. Okay. Well, I'd rather those two just sat there. It should only be the guess. Was there a static copy? I don't know. I think it went down with the words, right? Yeah, I think the word's going down. That should be stable though. And that's because I'm passing, I'm doing everything in here on the whole guest view, which includes the buttons on the end, and not based on the internal thing doing this. So what I'd like to do is just pass guest progress. Yeah, let's move it inside. I think that will help. And then I'll get rid of offset in a moment. Okay, so guest view, and then guest progress. Okay, and offset is on this only, and it's offset, but that's really... Maybe I need to pass height. Yeah, I think that can be double. Okay, if I just passed height, let me get back here. Offset, well, I want guest progress. Hmm, 480. Tweak that a little. Okay. Now this extra argument. Guest progress. Oh, I have that twice. Okay. See, okay. All right. So this should be the same, but now I have the flexibility I want. Yeah. All right, get a Z word. Oh no. Okay, this is guest progress times height. I get another Z. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, now I think I can do this. Let's move these, and now they're all going to be on just that one piece. Now, are they still going to shrink? Maybe. Okay, so this should not be only the guest view that's animated. This should change. I don't know what was. It's the scale effect that's screwing it up, I think. No. Oops. That seemed kind of okay. A little too much on the X. TITE. Okay. Yeah, I could go a little less, but I think the feel of it's pretty good. Yes. It goes a little off the border. Still removes the white guest box. Yeah, but that's because that's what it's doing, right? I mean, the text box is being offset, so it should be gone. Unless, I mean, we could put another one behind it. I'll just make it a space. And then I got to get this part the same. Well, no, that wouldn't overlap them. I'll have to Z-stack them. Padding offset. Yeah, I think that might. And I guess that should be verbatim, not just a blank. Oh. Ugh. Foreground style. I guess I'm going to have to do that. He's got opacity. Let's take the opacity off. Foreground style. Well, actually, I don't need foreground style. Okay, let's take the opacity off here. And here. We'll just try them white. You may be right. Yeah, I don't remember. But it seems like it should move. Maybe if I take the scale off, that might have done something to it. Okay. All the stuff. Okay, so we don't see it. No. Stone. Tome is. Okay. Yeah, I think that 100 is just too much. The X. Oh, it's just 80. But I think we're getting there. I think I'm happy enough. I think if this doesn't screw up totally. I want to get the effect that it's kind of rolling towards the word list. Bands. And is Y, I guess progress times height. And what's height coming in at 40? I think the 500 was better. All right, we're due for a break. We'll run this once and then take a break. Get the Halloween spirit here. I think that's good. Yeah. Okay. I want to change this color to match that color, but we'll do that when we get back 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back and work on rotation. That's true. You're right. Maybe we'll tweak that a little too. Welcome back. All right. Let's see. So speed up the animation a little. I guess that must be in guest view, right? No? Okay, we'll go a little shorter time. Yeah, it's a little zippier. Yeah. Okay. And let me get the color on this button. Label foreground style is X. No, is white. I didn't really like the gray on the foreground of it. Oh, okay, not quite what I had in mind. Ugh. Foreground style white. Now, I would have thought the checkbox was the foreground. Is it text? No. Okay, let's... No, that's not really going to answer that, is it? Background. button style tint. I don't think that's going to do it. Foreground style is kind of not so good there. I want the check to be in the foreground color, and I think they're making it the transparent. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, yeah, I'd like that to be... Well, isn't that weird? I mean, it's still transparent there. I don't know if... do I do clipped? No. Overlay? Background white, then clip it. Oh, so foreground style should be accent. I'm getting a solid color circle on top. Seems odd. I'm also not apparently clipping the background. All right, let's see what I got here. What did tint do again? What was that the... Yeah, that's what I'm not clear on. Is it filling in the color on the circle? Okay. So if I do background white on this, clipped, yeah, I was going to say clipped isn't going to get rid of that. Okay, but if I overlay the circle, I mean, that was close. Is visible when the colors were reversed. I mean, I thought circle was just going to be like the shape or the path around it, not filled. Okay, this is terrible. Okay, that was better, but it clipped the whole thing. Oh, clip shape, okay. Well, that's probably livable. Yeah, I think it's livable. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll accept it. All right. Let's check that in. So we make animation of guess work from a single progress amount, scaled and offset, and we changed button color of check mark. All right. Now the hard stuff. Okay. But this is good. I think this is approximately what I want. And I think I can work on this logo a little, maybe. It looks a little distorted, like it got shrunk and then regrown or something. But the look of this is good. I don't know if it'll work across all screen sizes as well as it does on this, but for what we have, I like it. And I think I'm gonna have to find a little room for these rotation buttons, and I think this is where they gotta go. And there's a little room down here, but I don't think it's as good. This would flank the message. Just smallish buttons here or here. Yeah, that'd be nice. The other one I wonder is if you rotate, like it would be nice if it rotated the whole grid one quarter, but left them written up and down. So it'd be LIITH, normal writing. Although I think it might get kind of annoying. It might be an alternate movement, but once we have the rotate button, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I give up button. Or maybe slide in one different character for me, just give me some help here. Okay, so let's put the buttons in and we'll see what that looks like. And okay, so we got, I think they're just called rotate.left, rotate.right. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a round arrow. Arrow.clockwise, arrow.counterclockwise. Okay. Let's see where we can fit those. I guess by the message. All right, so I'm going to make an H stack. Well, I pretty much have to do this other style. We won't try and imitate all the clipping. I think we'll just start with the default and see how that looks. Okay, we're going to do opacity, and that is just not working. That mint is just not bright enough. Okay, so the message... Or that message is varying, I guess. Yeah, they really should be bigger, huh? Let's make this 40 and see if that's enough to get close. I think we're run out of space vertically if we go too much. $150 is not enough. Well, this was 230. Let's try 250. But I think it worked in one sense. It didn't. They started separated and they didn't get further apart or anything. So let's just see that. Yeah, I think costing us 20 pixels is gonna hurt at the bottom. Okay, I can kind of live with this. Maybe a little wider. And let's try large title on them. Well, that squeaks in. Okay. But I don't like the clip shape thing going on there. Well, they automatically get the accent tint, which is fine. And I think no. Well, I guess I have no action, so I can't really complain. That just does not pop off that gray background. Okay, excuse me just a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, well, let's just try the clip shaped circle. Can I try different things? I don't need the white background because it's not a transparency thing. It's the stuff I want is the stuff I want. White button with the rotate, well, didn't do it. I think tint accent is redundant. That's the default. Yeah, looks ugly. Well, circle dot. Isn't there a way to like grow them or something? You do this stuff in graphics programs sometimes to get it to just squeak out a little bit. Style. Well, I can make the frame bigger. Clip shape modifies the trim to a rectangular shape. The frame defines the size. Okay, let's try that. Whoops. They're going to be a little off center. I mean, that didn't do anything. All right, let's go dramatic. That's not, maybe not too dramatic, but I think I'm paying the price for still not any different. I'm paying the price for having a background color that's just a little too mid-range. And so the light colors don't look quite great and the dark colors don't look quite great. Okay. It still didn't clip any bigger. Well, the arrow is not symmetrical, right? It would be nice if it were the full size transparent would help. But yeah. I don't know if I'm going anywhere good with this. That still seems like the question I should be asking. No, I just pushed the outside, didn't change the clipping. Okay, move that inside then, right? Yeah, I wonder how many of the shapes are not symmetrical like that. You know, if you had an arrow with the arrow on the bottom, okay, well that's too much. But we can adjust too much. And it was pushing stuff down, I think. Yeah. Okay. That's the bold changed it a little, but maybe 3 pixels, 4 pixels. Well, I don't have to use large title either. Okay, I can kind of live with that. It's a little awkward that it's off-centered, but why I'm clicking eye? Oh, I'm clicking the eye that's under here. Okay. Let me try a slightly different font. Whew. A large title. Let's try title and see if we like that better. Maybe just bold would do it. I mean, I'm not sure I control the image size for a button. Well, I mean, it looks okay at this size. No, this probably deserves another view. Well, I think that's enough to get us going. Maybe we'll have some better ideas for approaches on it. Let's make sure we're not getting squeezed out. 10, no. E, well, 8. Oops. Yeah, we are. I hate to go any smaller. I mean, I guess a little smaller would match this checkbox, but it's not going to be as good. If I take the bold out. Well, I'll take the bold and squeeze the padding a little, which is 2 pixels because it's both sides or all sides. Now, okay, let's. Oh, I gotta do them both or it won't count. Padding 3. No bold. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the bold was nicer. Okay, it just fits. Okay, I think we'll leave it there for now. There may be we'll come back on this one, and let's go ahead and extract this style stuff. Where'd that modifier go? I'm gonna say button plus ViewModifier. I think I have it in my buffer. Okay. I'll call this button circle. Maybe I can move this down. Hoping this works down on the whole button. All right, I think that looks like it did. It's still in range. We will take what we got for now. All right, so made a button modifier for our circled rotate buttons. Okay, and now we got to worry about the actual rotation. Well, okay, so we did the buttons. So, what would it mean I guess it comes down to what would it mean for the display? Is that, I guess that's infinite grid. No, it's really grid to view. Oh, I took that border out. Let me put that border back in. Maybe, I think I did 2 pixels before, but we'll see. It might look good a little smaller. I think that's all right. It's very subtle, but it's there. It feels noticeable. Okay. Oh, let me do that one. I'll kind of lie about the order a little. I like that using that same accent color, we're getting a little bit more of it around, and I think that's probably a good thing. Okay. Back to infinite grid. Oh, grid view. Now, why is that row indexes? And that's on Twister. Yeah, well, I'm wondering if there's a way to make the little twister object do the work, but I kind of have forgotten what he does. We don't do it anymore, right? This is the object that relocated the column indexes by doing the mod stuff. And do we call twist anymore? I don't think we do. Test. Oh no, here's one. Oh, but who calls that? I mean, I think it was only called in our rotation stuff. Yeah. Okay, so twister, such as it is, we can repurpose it. Well, kind of quite a bit. Let's go back to twister. Okay, so his job is mostly, well, he mostly has to do something to these row indexes. But rotating, that changes both those. Oh, excuse me. So flipping it top to bottom, we can just change the row indexes, right? Because for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we just give out 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. But rotating one notch, it's like column and row indexes have to swap. Yeah, flip the row, reverse the row, or the column. But do you need to do you need to get something different? So I guess I'm going through row indexes. I've got to do a transpose kind of thing, basically, right? So when you go for a row index 0, okay, so you got row index 0. We want to, instead of 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, we want to do 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Maybe I should be writing this down somewhere. So the original is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, too used to typing those spaces, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, and that goes to 0, 2, and then this one is 0, 1, and this one is 0, 0, 0, 2, and then 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Well, 270 degrees is 90 degrees the other way. Then maybe we're able to do something with that. Or it may be that we can, like, you're just flipping it 90 degrees each time, right? And if you do, how many flips do? You do 2 or 3 or 1 or 0 or whatever. It feels like if we can get 1, we should be able to, if we can rotate this matrix and get the proper matrix for the 1 to the left, if we rotate it again, we'll get the 1 for the upside down. Rotate it again, we'll get the 3/4 of the way around. So I think we can just say how many times do you want to rotate, and it's once. Well, in our case, we only have 2 buttons. It's either 1 or 3, which is -1. Maybe it's -1 or 1. Well, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Which could be 3 or something, depending how we do it. But I don't mind if rotate left becomes rotate with an argument of -1. Would say rotate 1 to the left, +1 is 1 to the right. Okay, so this is 1, 1, 1, 2, if I'm doing this right. 2, no. 1, 1, no. 2, 1. Okay, I got everybody in there, right? 2, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2, 0. We're going back to the opposites. Okay. And so if you want to flip, well, you basically go down the column. Maybe our interface is not right. Maybe you should be we should be giving out coordinates like 0, 0 or 0, 1 or 0, 2, and we give them out in a certain order and to a certain size, and we just iterate and move down when the size changes or something like that. Because I think what I'm going to say is you should give out. Yeah, this is tricky. Right now, when we look at it, we treat them like they're both independent. No, it's grid view. I keep losing that view. Okay, grid view. He runs through the row indexes, but he assumes they're going to be unique. Yeah, there's too much motion. I mean, I think we can define the iteration for it, right? Because it's really saying grab the first column and pretend it's the first row. No, that's not right. 0, 2, 1, 2. Grab the last column and pretend it's the first row. Okay, but I think you need both these numbers at once, because in the old way, your everything in the first rows is 0 on the first one and 1 and 2. This one has everything, so we can't just iterate across row numbers. You can't say these aren't all the same row number. But I think if we said give out the pairs, and Twister's job is to flip things around on those pairs, because he defines column indexes and row indexes. Yeah, so all right, I think that gives us a path. I don't know if I'll go far in the next 4 minutes, but what I'm thinking is this becomes for each game dot coordinate or game dot coordinates, and I think somehow we'll have to count. Well, if maybe it's the indexes plus the count, enumerated count. And then we got 0, 1, 2, and we say, oh, hey, this is, this one is divisible by our size, 3. We should put an H space in first or something, something like that to reset the column, the drawing column. They're just lists of integers, but so this was the rotation thing. Originally you start with 0, 1, 2, 3, and then if you rotate the first column over, it says what are the row indexes. The first row down, it'll say 1, 2, 3, 0. So it starts by grabbing the second row, because you rotated. That's like shifting down a row. But they're just not quite right. I mean, I think we could define coordinates and it could do these things. But we'd have to figure out how to draw this. Well, it's really the grid object, right? Isn't that what SwiftUI's grid is? Well, hopefully it finds that. You give it a fixed number of columns and rows, and you just put the stuff in. But I think something like this might do it. You might be able to get this thing down to, like, it looks pretty tight there, so it maybe is a 0 spacing is possible. But you'd have to know where the grid row was. And I don't think we saw a dynamic one. Not on this page anyway. Yeah, cell spacing alignment. Let's see, SwiftUI grid with varying rows. No, it's not the varying. Varying heights. I think we looked at this one too and it wasn't complete enough. And there's a reason we didn't do it in the first place. Child view without grid row expands across the row. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's correct. We don't twist the board. Nobody ever calls it, but it does go through it in its initial configuration 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for our 5x5. But I do want this to be, I would like to be able to go like, oh, now let's do a 6x6 board or a 4x4. I don't know if I want to do more than 6. That's going to affect our calculating the full set of words, right? It's going to get harder and harder if we make it bigger and bigger. Now that could work. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't matter, because maybe you just run through these 0 through n, and then we ask the twister, like, what's the actual location or something like that. For if I thought I was at 0, 1, what would it be? Well, or 0, 2. Row 0, column 2, oh, you should really be at row 2, column 2. You know, it would translate these things. That could work, because I don't see a way to start a grid row. Sorry, let me call it a wrap for the day, answer this, and we'll come back tomorrow and tackle it for real. But thanks for joining today. To have a good one. Bye-bye.